Hello grade 8s, welcome to the second part of posting to the journals. We're specifically looking at service businesses, and today we're focusing on cash paid, in other words the cash payments journal. This is the notes that we dealt with in the first video. We said that transactions are split into two groups, cash received or cash paid. We dealt with the cash receipt section last time, where we filled in our cash register roll, our duplicate receipt, and the credit side of the bank statement in a cash receipt journal. So today we're dealing with cash paid. The source documents we need for cash payments journal is the check counterfoil and the debit side of a bank statement. Things that will typically appear on there would be when you electronically transfer money through internet banking, or maybe when you have a stop order or a debit order. And just to refresh your memories, a stop order or a debit order is when you give your bank instructions to withdraw money from your bank account on a regular basis. All right, so we are dealing with an activity that we are recording the transactions in our cash payments journal. So let's look at the basic format of a cash payments journal. We start with the heading. This is done on a monthly basis. So you will say cash payments journal of the name of the company for the month. And then we number it. And again, I like to number it according to the month. So if it's March, it would be the 3rd. The document number is the number of the check. Or if you are doing an electronic transfer or a debit or credit order, we write BS to indicate it will appear on the bank statement. The day is the day of the month because this is done for 1 month only. The details is the name of the person you are paying. If you're issuing a cash check, you write the word cash. Folio we deal with in grade 9 when we have creditors and we will fill in their account number there. And then all the amounts go into bank. This is the money that is now being subtracted from your bank account. We know that every transaction affects two accounts. This point, because we're only dealing with cash transactions, it would be bank and another account. So all the amounts will go into bank and then we choose. We have columns for the amounts that we pay on a regular basis, so more than once in a month. So for this business, and each company would be different. So this example that we're dealing with, they often pay wages and they often buy consumables. The accounts then, or the amounts that you don't pay that often in a month, will go into sundry account. So just to recap, you'll fill all the amounts in bank and then you choose. It will either go into one of these columns, and if it's not for one of these columns, it would go into sundry account, and then you will record the name of the account in the details at the side. This folio column will be used once we start posting to the general ledger. Right, so let's jump into this activity. This is the cash payments journal for Fabulous Hair, and it's for March 2020. So it's the cash payments journal of Fabulous Hair. And it is for March 2020. And because it's March, I number it number 3. The first transaction, it happens on the 1st, so the day is the 1st. The owner issued check number 123, so my document is 123. You issue it to Westpac for cleaning supplies, and the amount is 320 Rand. So in details, we write Westpac. In bank, the amount of 320. This is for cleaning supplies, and cleaning supplies is regarded as consumable stores. So it's not wages, it goes into consumables. And then we're done with this transaction. If you record something in one of these columns, it does not get recorded in sundry. So it's either or. Okay. The next transaction happens on the 3rd. You purchased equipment from ZA stores. You paid by check. Now these check numbers need to follow on each other. So if you have the first number, you will just carry on numbering. This was issued to ZA Stores, so you write ZA Stores. In bank, we record the amount, 3,200, and this was for equipment. Now, equipment does not have its own column, so therefore it goes into sundry account, and we record, or we say that this is the equipment. It's the name of the account that will be affected. On the 7th, we have cash a check to pay weekly wages, as well as issue a check to City of Joburg. Now, unlike the CRJ, it doesn't matter if it happens on the same day. All amounts will be recorded in bank. So every amount will be subtracted on its own line. Right, so the day is the 7th. It's another check, so we go on with the next number. But this is now cashed a check. So that means we issued a cash check, and therefore we write the word cash. The amount is 480, and this is for wages. So we record it in the wages column. Because it appears on the same date, I don't rewrite the number of the date, but I just carry on. It's another check, so therefore it's in the next check number. This was issued to City of Joburg, so I write City of Joburg. The amount is 1890. This is for water and electricity, so it doesn't have its own column, and therefore it goes into sundry account. And I write water and electricity. Good. Now let's follow on to the next one. On the 10th, you paid ABC Plumbers via EFT, and it's for repairs done. So an EFT means you paid electronically, and therefore it will be recorded in the bank statement. The day is the 10th. The name of the plumber is ABC Plumbers. We record the amount in the bank column. It's not for wages or consumables, so it goes into the sundry account, and in details we write repairs. On the 15th, the owner withdrew a check, so I need to carry on with my numbering, 1 to 7. I withdrew it for personal use, so it would be issued to the owner. So the name of the owner, 250 in bank, and it's not for wages or consumables, and if it's for personal use, we refer to it as drawings. Right, then on the 28th, I have 2 transactions again, cash a check to pay wages, and I pay the monthly rent. So the first one is a check, so I carry on with my numbering. The day is the 28th. And again, it's a cash check, so I write the word cash. 450 in bank, and then it has its own column because it's for wages. I then record it in the wages column as well. And the last transaction is a stop order, so that means it's paid or transferred electronically. So it goes on the bank statement, still on the 28th. It's to CC Agency, 2,500 in bank, and this is for rent, so it goes into the sundry account. And remember, when we have rent, you have to say whether it's rent income or rent expense. In this case, I'm paying rent, so it's rent expense. Okay, so this now has all the transactions in there. We do need to total it at the end of the month. I have clearly not given you enough lines, so I will add it to your worksheet. But what we do, again, we draw a single line, and then we draw a double line at the bottom to indicate a total line. We will now add all the columns. There is no analysis of receipts column because we are paying money and all the amounts went into bank on its own. So we record we now add up all the amounts from top to bottom. So if I add up the bank column, it will give me 9,630. I add up all the amounts in wages, 930. In this case, there is only one in consumables. And then I add up all the amounts in the sundry account, 8380. And again, to double check, if I add these three amounts together, that should give me the same total as I have in bank. So from top to bottom, and if I add all the amounts together, it should give me this total. That is because all the amounts were written in bank and somewhere else. Okay, I hope it helps you to record a CPJ on your own now. You can download the notes to this lesson in the link posted in the description below.